everyone, it's Misty. Welcome back to another update video. I don't think I posted one last week. I don't remember, honestly. It's been a weird couple of weeks. But for those of you who are new, hello, I'm Misty. Started keto on March 6, 2017 at 425 pounds. And today I am weighing in at 365, which is 1 pound more than I was for the last 2 weeks. For those of you who don't know, I've been posting daily full day of eating vlogs. It's basically just showing you what I eat, showing you how it's affecting my blood sugar, etc. And last Wednesday, the vlog that went up on Thursday, I showed just how swollen my feet are. So this is all water. And unfortunately, that's just what happens for me this time of year. I've mentioned that before. When it gets hot here in Texas or anytime in the summer, my feet just swell. I deal with edema. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to weigh for the rest of June. And then for July, Rob and I are going to do my measurement. So I don't know that I'll measure every week. I may measure twice a month. I may go ahead and continue to weigh. I don't know. But on the day where, like today, where I know, like I can't wear my wedding rings, and you guys know my wedding rings have been really, really big. For those days, it's just not going to do me any good to weigh because I'm going to be high, I'm going to get frustrated, and then I'm just going to move on with my life. So if that pisses you off or disappointed you, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's a personal journey for me that I just happen to share with you guys. So, yeah, we'll just see. And the scale doesn't always tell the truth because you guys know that. Like, for instance, this shirt. I think this shirt is a 22-24. And I love it because you guys know I love purple. And it fits. I was able to, like, I've worn it out in public 2 times. It's still a little short. So it doesn't cover as much as I want to. I like mine a little bit longer, but it fits. And it hasn't fit for, I think I've had this shirt for 4 years. So to me, that's a non-scale victory, and I'm absolutely happy with those. So another thing I'm absolutely ecstatic about is that for now, I think this is the 5th or 6th day that my fasting blood sugar has been under 200, but even lower than that, it's been under 180. And it's been several months since that's happened. I've had 2 days where my blood sugar was elevated. The first was last Monday. On Mondays, I go and have a Starbucks. I have been doing that because it's right before therapy, and everything is within like a mile of my house. And Lisa was so gracious for my birthday. She sent me some Starbucks gift cards, and I've been slowly working my way through those. The problem was it bumped my blood sugar up 40 points, and I don't know why. Because I don't put the classic syrup in. I just asked for heavy cream. I just use Splenda. Unless they have sugar in their heavy cream, or unless it's something other than Splenda, I don't know, because the snow cone syrup I've been using has been sweetened with Splenda or sucralose, and that hasn't bothered my blood sugar at all. In fact, there have been a couple of times last week where I would have a snow cone like at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and wake up the next morning with my blood sugar at 148 or 154. So it doesn't really make any sense. And then one day last week, I had strawberries and whipped cream, which I've had every morning for the past 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, it just completely bumped my sugar up. Now, that same morning, I was really, really flushed and felt like maybe I had a fever. So it may have all been related or not. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and that's why I keep talking about my blood glucose. I was on insulin for, holy crap, I was on insulin for like 9 years, and I've been off insulin for the most part since January. There have been a couple of days for the last few months where I've had to take a shot, just because, like, I was on a steroid when my white blood count is elevated because I'm on immune suppression therapy because I have myasthenia gravis, which is a neurological autoimmune disease. So there have been a couple of times where my white blood count has been high, which signals an infection, and that causes my blood sugar to go up. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's why I think the strawberries and the whipped cream caused a jump, because like I said, I'd been eating them every morning for 2 weeks and didn't have an issue. So I was kind of strawberried out though, and somebody commented on the last video, or like that vlog, that they didn't think you could have strawberries on keto. Berries are fine on keto. It's really just how you react to that. So if you eat them and you find that you gain weight, or that you stall, or you are testing your blood sugar or your ketones and it knocks you out of ketosis, then that just means you don't eat berries. So yeah, but I felt good last week, which is the first time I've been able to say that in a really long time. I am a bit perturbed. I saw my doctor, I think that's the last time I saw you guys. I was waiting for blood work. My A1C went from 7.4 in April to 8.1, which I knew it would. When I was having that issue with the vertigo, and I was on that stupid steroid that caused me to be in the 400s, and I spent 2 months at numbers above 200, I knew my A1C was going to go up. But like I said, since then everything has been coming down. The lowest number I've seen during the day has been 120. So it just feels good. I had a Starbucks this morning. My blood sugar was 177 when I woke up. I took it, it's almost 1:30. I took it at 1, which was 2 hours after having the Starbucks. And my blood sugar had only gone up 11 points. So that's a win. So those are my non-scale victories. Like I said, the weight is frustrating, but the same thing is happening to Rob. Rob got down to 199. He's been doing this with me. I think he's down 45 pounds. And like he'll weigh on the weekends, and one day he'll be 202, and the next day he'll be like 208, or he'll be 199, and the next day he'll be up, or vice versa. So unfortunately, our bodies are able to retain water, or whether you need to go to the bathroom, those kinds of things that can cause your weight to fluctuate. And that's why so many people mention not to focus on the scale. And since I started this, it's never really been about the weight loss. But sometimes I get lost in that momentum where it's like, I want to see the scale come down. I want to see the ketones go up. I want to see my blood sugar come down. So I get really focused on the numbers. And so I just have to keep reminding myself, and some of you do a really good job of kind of centering me and bringing me back down to earth, to remind me that it's about the blood sugar control right now. And then once that's, consistent and down, the weight will eventually start coming down again. So thank you to those of you who have been reminding me of that. I really appreciate it. So my goal for this week is just to keep going. I was tracking all last week. I've decided not to track on the weekends, and I think I mentioned this in the past. It's just really hard. Rob and I, we don't eat on a consistent schedule. We may only eat once a day, and so it just makes it hard to try to track, and I want a couple of days a week off from it. But during the week, I've set my calorie. I have MyFitnessPal. You can set your calories and then set the percentage of the macros. I think someone left a comment asking me how I got my macros. When I very first started, I used a keto calculator. But now that I kind of know where I want my macros to be, I just kind of set it. And I am trying to calorie restrict somewhat. I'm not going to calorie restrict where I'm eating under 1,200 calories a day. I just refuse. I know a lot of you said, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care. To me, that kind of obsession is very borderline. I just feel like it could become an eating disorder, and that's the last thing I need on my plate. I've already dealt with a binge eating disorder over the last, 20 years. So it's not something that I don't want it to be that restrictive. So there have been a couple of days last week, like, what day was that? Thursday, I think, where I went over my protein by about 25 points. And I was a little disappointed in myself, but I was hungry. It was Thursday because Rob got off late, and I had like 7 pieces of bacon. And so it was frustrating that I went so far over, but at the same time, that's what I had to eat, and I was hungry, and I was going to eat it. So, it's completely up to you if you want to be how strict and how strenuous you want to be. There are people who do lazy keto who lose a ton of weight. I like tracking I like, it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but I just like how I'm a numbers person. I like to, I'm very goal oriented. I'm very much a concrete learner. Piaget, thank you very much. So I need results. Like, I need results from my work. And so seeing those numbers either on MyFitnessPal or on the scale or on my glucometer or on my keto meter, those kinds of things are really motivating to me. So yeah. For this week, I did a little bit of meal planning. I hope to get to a point where I can actually film my process for that. But this week, I just was really in the mood for Philly cheesesteak again. I've posted a couple of times on Instagram, which is AtHomewithMisty. MyFitnessPal is AtHomewithMisty if you want to follow me there. I've made fathead Philly cheesesteak pizza, and it's basically just, I make a fathead dough, and if you need to know the recipe for that, there's 5,000 of them on Pinterest. So I made the fathead dough, and then I put a little heavy cream, a little Parmesan cheese, and then I top it like you would a Philly cheesesteak with roast beef, etc. The issue is the fathead dough. And I know a lot of you are going to roll your eyes or whatever. It is really taxing on me to make fathead dough. Like, it takes a lot out of me. Just that stirring motion just makes my arm it feels like it's going to fall off my body, and it's absolutely useless. So I'm going to make stuffed peppers. I'm going to stuff them with a little bit of onion, mushroom, of course roast beef, and then put cheese on top. And there's a recipe for that on Pinterest too, but it's a non-recipe recipe. So I plan on having that a couple of days. I got some zucchini. Hopefully I will be able to eat that. What did I have it with? I don't remember. But as far as what we're having for dinners this week, I bought some hamburger patties. That's another thing. Cooking is hard for me sometimes. Like, a lot of times, if like yesterday, I had to have Rob get out the skillet for me. I had to have him get everything I needed and put it on either on the table or on the counter, because by the end of the day, my arms are just absolutely dead. I mean, they're just dead. And so cooking has become a huge chore, but it's something that I've always, after getting into adulthood, I've really enjoyed it. So, I want to cook more, and I want to be able to show you guys what we're making, but like making hamburger patties, it's just so taxing, which makes me angry. At the same time, I know that this is a new normal that I have to get used to, and that's what my therapist and I talked about today. I was like, I'm not depressed. I was like, but I just feel like, he's like, you feel like the other shoe's going to drop. I was like, yeah. I said, because it's been kind of silent, kind of quiet. But also on top of that, it's like I've been grieving for the last almost year. The life I had in the past, the life I had currently, before that, all that started, and then my future self. So when it's something where I'm in the middle of it and I'm bawling my eyes out because it was something that I could do and now I can't, I realize that I have to be a little bit nicer to myself. And thank you to those of you who remind me of that constantly, because I sometimes put unrealistic expectations on myself because I want to be successful. I want to succeed. I'm ambitious, and I have that drive and that need to be successful with whatever I put my mind to. I'm a Taurus. I don't start something I'm not going to finish. That's just the way it is. But so if I can take little shortcuts like getting hamburger patties rather than having to mix up hamburger meat and then try to patty it out, then I'm going to take that little bit of a shortcut. That way I'm still cooking from scratch. We're still cooking at home. We're not eating out, but I'm doing something that is within my realm of ability. And I think that's one thing that people with a chronic illness or with a new disability, that's one thing that we really have to do, is give ourselves permission to take the shortcuts that we need to make our life easier, like to make things not quite as hard. And, I know that I'm no longer a person who can walk into a restaurant or who can walk into a grocery store without my walker. I know that I now know that I'm the person who can only do so much, and I have to be done by the end of the day. Or you know, I know that if I'm going to be driving, that's going to take 4 or 5 days for me to come back from that. So it's been a lot of self-discovery, and like I said, just I'm not depressed, but I'm also like, I just feel like I need something to occupy my mind. I don't know. I just feel like he said, he's like, you're just waiting for the other shoe. And I'm like, yeah. So I don't want to be that person, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So like I said, so we're going to do hamburger patties. So we'll have hamburgers on the grill. I'm going to grill some chicken. I think I have a recipe on this channel that's the smoky cheddar bacon chicken or something like that. I'm going to grill some chicken, so we'll have that. I made chicken fried steak last night for the first time since going low carb, and it was the first time in 22 years I made chicken fried steak. Growing up, we had it all the time. Everything was battered, like floured and fried. So last night I used the whey protein powder as the flour. Unfortunately, I didn't season it enough, so it tasted like protein powder covered steak, but I also overcooked it. So nothing a little ketchup couldn't fix, right? So yeah. But anyway, other than that, things have been okay. You know, like I said, I'm very, very excited about the blood sugar. It just, you know, several of you mentioned a flare, and I never thought of it that way, but that's exactly what that was. And it's happened a couple of times through the year. So it's something that I need to be cognizant about and know that when my blood sugars are up like that and I'm eating like I'm supposed to be, that it's just a flare and I'll just have to get through it. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for all your support. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and finish weighing the rest of the month. We have 2 more weeks. And then starting in July, I'm going to go ahead and be doing some measurements instead. I may weigh here or there and then share it, you know, if it's down and not if it's not. Again, it's not a number. I don't want the lack of weight loss or the lack of movement on the scale. Let's say that, because it's not about weight loss. It's about not retaining water. So I don't want the number on the scale to derail my progress, because I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the last month or so, especially within just the last 2 weeks. But yeah, so macros are 1,700-ish calories, which works out, I think it's 130 grams of fat, 95 to 100 grams of protein, and then of course 20 grams of carb. I have been doing net carbs without any real issue to my blood sugar, or actually any issue to my blood sugar. Like I said, I've been doing the snow cone syrup. If you missed that review, I think I posted it on Thursday. It's a little spendy, but it's just so good. I mean, it's so good. Sorry, I have a little kitty here with her belly up so I can rub it. Hey, rub. Okay, I'm done. So when I've been craving a piece of fruit, I've been having a snow cone instead. It's 0 carbs, everything's, and like I said, it hasn't affected my blood sugar at all. So thank you very much for that. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going. I am going to continue posting vlogs. I post them Tuesday through Friday. And so you're basically getting 5 videos a week and sometimes a little more. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for leaving all your kind comments, your constructive criticism, etc. I really do appreciate it. I'm just going to keep moving. That's all I can do, right? Like, we're almost, is this week 68, 69, 70? Like, I'm getting close, and I hope at one point I'll hit that 75-pound down. So close. So yeah, so thanks guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But thank you guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.